Hey Nan, what day is it?
Hey Diane, today is the perfect day to plant a native tree. In fact, every day in October is the perfect day to plant a native tree. And boy, do we have native trees. I am so super psyched that you bought all of these native trees because people are coming in like crazy after they saw Doug Tallamy in Guilford. And what I did was I made a list of our native plants and I put it on our website. And our new website is natureworksgardencenter.com. And you go to the blog and it says hundreds of native plants for fall planting at NatureWorks. And I listed all of the straight species and then I listed our favorite varieties. So if you're not sure if NatureWorks has a lot of native plants, check this out. You'll see it's just crazy. I updated it this morning to represent the fact that we got in new trees the other day. These are our collection of oaks. And the reason we love oaks is because Doug Tallamy taught us that oaks support more Lepidoptera, which are the little insects that birds eat, than any native plant you can plant. 500 plus species of Lepidoptera. So we have scarlet oaks, which is, I just keyed out my oak that I have, and it's a scarlet oak, which is such a beautiful oak. Look at the stems on it. We have pin oak, which is now starting to turn. Look at that fall color. We have northern red oak, which is very different from scarlet oak. Look at that color.
That's pretty.
And we have white swamp oak, swamp white oak.
These are tall.
They're tall and they're gorgeous and they're very different in terms of the acorns that they get. And you know, if you have one place for a tree in your yard, plants an oak. We had an ash tree come down at NatureWorks, but before it came down, we put in an oak this size, and it's quite large now. It's the most fabulous plant, and I have an oak at home, and I don't have a lot of room for it, so I just prune it, but it's there for the Lepidoptera. We also have other native trees, such as this beautiful Sweet Bay Magnolia, and a lot of people do not know this plant. This is a summer blooming native magnolia, Magnolia virginiana. This is the variety Moonglow. I have a client that has one of these and we did an installation when it was blooming. They're so fragrant. And the back side of the leaves are this pretty silver color. They're not an evergreen, but they're just so different compared to what we think of as the non-native spring blooming magnolias. We also have what I call Moosewood, which is striped maple, Acer pennsylvanicum. The American beauties call it goosefoot maple, but I call it Moosewood. And I'm not sure if you can see the stripes. But this is an understory tree. And if you hike in the woods around here, or even in Vermont, or anywhere in New England, you're going to see this bark, and you'll know that you're looking at moosewood. So this is a very cool tree. And we have red maple, which is Acer rubrum red sunset. So you know, people think, oh, I should start with a really big tree. No. Start with this size. It grows very quickly. It's really easy to plant. Basically, you dig a hole the size of the root ball, a little bit wider. You mix in the Penobscot blend from Coast of Maine. You loosen any of the roots when you take it out of its pot. You don't want the roots to wrap around, because if the roots wrap around, they'll girdle the trunk, and that will kill the tree over time. So always loosen the roots. It goes at the same level that it was in the pot, and then I make a well around the tree so that when you water it, it's like a moat and the water will stay in. I just planted a maple tree for my neighbor a year ago, May, because his first grandson was born. And it's doubled in size this year. Of course, it's like right over the property line, so I check on it, do a little clipping on it. But I mean, it's really amazing how well a tree this size will take. We also have beautiful Cercis canadensis, the eastern redbud, and these are really cool because the flowers come all up and down the stem before the leaves. It's this really unusual heart-shaped leaf, and it's a legume. It's like in the pea family, so it gets a fruit that looks like a pod. Very, very pretty tree. We have, this is a really good tree for this time of year. This is our native fall witch hazel, Hemamelis virginiana. And in my neighborhood, these are growing wild along the power lines, and they're starting to bloom now. They bloom from mid-October into November. And I have picked branches of native witch hazel at Thanksgiving.
We'll see bees on this. We'll see bees on it in
Oh
November.
yeah, oh, it's absolutely fabulous. And people have no idea because they stop looking for flowers in November, you know. We also have heritage river birch, which is a great birch for a semi-moist area. And on the list that I have of the plants that Doug Tallamy listed that attract Lepidoptera, that have the highest number of insects on them, which is how the birds eat, birches are really up there on the list. So are cherries. So, you know, this list is a really valuable list, and it's the sort of the pecking order of in what order you want to plant these native trees. But first, an oak. And oaks also have tap roots, deep tap roots, so they're very resilient. And because of their tap roots, you can easily plant below them because they don't have surface roots. And they often give you more of a filtered light during their later years, so you can have a full garden beneath them and layer up other native pollinator plants below them. So it's October 8th, is it? Yes. It's October 8th, perfect day to plant a native tree, and all throughout the rest of this month. Come on into NatureWorks. I will keep updating this native plant list until the end of the month, and so you'll be able to see what we have, and we are jam-packed filled with native plants for you. So this is Nancy from NatureWorks saying, see you soon at the Garden Center. Bye-bye.